Hello, Aquarius. I hope that everybody's doing well. Quick announcement before we get into the reading. I have created a Patreon. On the Patreon, I have already began, and so if you do choose to subscribe, you'll get access to this. On Patreon, I am posting videos that are channeled specifically for the Patreon community on there. All of the videos are ad-free, and these videos that are on Patreon are only on Patreon. You're not going to find them anywhere else. So it is content, original content created specifically for our Patreon community. If you care to join, if you're interested, the link will be in the description box below. Okay, so here we are with a general reading for you guys, Aquarius. Before we get started, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. All right, I'm seeing a couple themes here. I want to get a couple cards down before we talk about it. Okay, we're starting off with the Empress. Not too bad. Maybe feeling more creative, more nurturing, putting your best foot forward. There can be a project that you're planning. It can be something creatively that you're planning to do, or something where you're focusing on self-care, your needs, wanting to express something. This looks like a plan. Whatever this is for you, wherever it touches you within your life, I'm seeing it feel empowering to you. Being in the space of the Empress is feeling like you have everything that you need to create what it is that you want. So if you want to write that book, you feel in the place to do that. If you want to create that poetry, if you want to paint that picture, if you want to make that music. Venus is connected with art and really anything, art, design, anything that you can create, anything you want to put out there. And the Empress also speaks about putting your unique touch on things, something that you have to offer that nobody else has to offer. And that's what makes you special. This is what's coming through. So Empress is like really being in this space where you're like, I do want to create, and that is part of why I'm here and what I'm doing. And creating doesn't need to be like a specific piece of art. This can be how you live your life. Making empowered choices for you. Teaching somebody how to do that. Being a role model. Being a role model for yourself. Learning how to parent yourself. It's all the ways that you connect with your divine feminine energy, which each of us have within us. Part of this, I'm hearing sabbatical, part of this may be you taking some time for yourself. I'm seeing you want to like store up or collect something for you. I'm seeing this feel like a power move that you're doing for yourself. We have a 3 leading into the 4 here. You may feel like this is taking place in some consecutive order. You may also feel like it's the right time for you to rest, reconnect with yourself. This can be you being in a space where you're like, I want to get to this point where I feel like I'm taking care of myself, where I feel like I'm advocating for myself, where I feel like I have the energy and the inspiration and the creativity that I need. And that I'm like really feeling well within my energy. I feel connected with my intuition. I feel like I'm moving in alignment. And so you may be resting or taking a break or grounding or doing something that's kind of bringing you back to this space. 4 of Swords can indicate too, like having a lull or a dip in the energy or taking a break before you take something on that's going to ask for an amount of energy from you where you're like, I'm glad that I kind of saved that up because now's the perfect time for me to expend that. But it looks like I see you in a space where you're kind of ready to go with something, but it may not be the time yet. You may be taking care of someone, that someone can be you, that someone can be someone around you. There could be somebody that you're taking a break from as well, or something. For some of you, this is like duties that you're taking a break from. And focusing more internally, or focusing more on your personal life. Yeah, there can be something that you're putting a pause on to focus on you, or something going on within your personal life, which helps you get to a space mentally that you're trying to obtain. It looks like something's meant to be accomplished, but it may be happening in a more, something that you're doing maybe more privately or within your personal life. All right. So you were in a space where starting off with the Empress shows you in a very abundant space of you being in alignment, of you feeling empowered, of you making moves that are connected with that. Four of Swords is like, I need to shake something off. I need to rest for a little bit. I need to like go to bed early tonight. I need to focus on my self-care. I need to ground. I need to recharge, stuff like that. Then we have this Queen of Pentacles here, which can be, I want to like reorient myself in relation to my goals. I want to reevaluate things, or I need to focus on me and my self-care. This can be, Pentacles can be like your physical body as well. Anything for you going on within your personal life where you may have been like, I need a break from this to kind of pull back into myself, do what I need for me, and then that's going to get me mentally to where I need to go. And then I'm seeing you get to a place where you're like, now I can relax and actually enjoy this because I took the time that I needed. I set everything up how I wanted to set it up, and now I get to relax and enjoy this. I'm seeing the Judgment card here. Judgment card is like, let me look into this. Let me even put it underneath a microscope and let me see what's going on that slide. There may be something connected with pain, connected with healing as well. This is two sides of the same coin, where it can be like pain that we've experienced, hurt that we've experienced, but this looks like something where you were like, I need to reconnect with myself in my own space and figure out what's going on here. And that's going to allow me to change and to develop and to transform. So this break was needed for you to sort of like mend your heart, you could feel, or address something that needed to be addressed. This can also be something physically for you too, where you were like, my body needs me to pay attention to something here, or I keep getting like migraines and I think that I've been like watching too much media, or that I need to like relax, or I've been working too much. Whatever this is for you, there's something that you could have been experiencing that was like coming from somewhere where you were like, this is my signal for me to kind of take a step back and analyze my approach to what I'm doing, do this thing for myself, make the necessary changes, and then find that mental peace of mind, especially, that I'm looking for within this situation. So I'm absolutely seeing there be a resolution here for you, because you're heeding the signs that you're getting, paying attention to it, doing what needs to be done, and then allowing it to move forward. So it seems like something may have popped up, maybe inconveniently, because who likes to be stopped in their track and be like, you need to rest now, you know? It can be hard to stop when you're in the flow, especially as this is an Aquarius reading. Aquarius is a fixed sign. This means that we like to maintain. It's like, if I've been doing this, I want to keep doing it. I don't want to be stopped. I don't want to have to restart this. Transitions can feel very difficult for us. And so you being in a space where this was needed, this is you really tuning in and paying attention. So I'm seeing this be very important, okay? So yeah, anything where it was like your body or your soul or your heart space or your psyche space was telling you, hey, I need you to pay attention to me right now because I need some changes to be made here. And there may be some changes to your self-care that you are making or to your personal life in some way. And something also could have been bothering you or just needing to be addressed too. Because this is like a thorn in your side type of moment where if you can address it now and pull it out, even though it's like scary to pull it out, it's going to help you in the long run. So this is you being like, okay, now where am I hurt? Where do I need to like pull this out of my side? And then this is making the necessary changes. So it means addressing what's going on, which is the beginning of the healing. Taking care of this. This is going to help you feeling like your overall functioning is impacted beneficially by this. I'm hearing community, maybe something involving community or people that you're involved with as well. Something difficult may have happened between you and another person. I'm seeing a partnership here. By you addressing whatever wounding this is, whatever thing this is that you felt it needed to be addressed, whatever you looked at and you were like, that doesn't feel very healed, I need to do something about this because I feel like I could function better. You're addressing this. This may alter or change a partnership that you have because you are doing something, figuring something out that needs to be done. I'm seeing you do something. Say you're in a partnership with somebody. I'm not seeing you immediately address the partnership. I'm seeing you address something personally that's going on for you, which then has the like domino effect of affecting a relationship. So I'm not seeing an interpersonal relationship with another person be the first thing that you address. I'm seeing you personally address something between you and yourself first. And then I'm seeing it be connected in some way, have some sort of effect on a relationship. It does also seem like it allows for more peace within the connection, more of an ability to enjoy things that maybe you hadn't been feeling in that space before. This relationship may feel quite challenging at times too, maybe like challenging you in ways that don't feel the most comfortable, but I'm seeing there be a lot of growing that's been happening, a lot of evolving. 5 of Swords. Maybe something's becoming obvious or apparent to you actually about a partner and a partner's energy and where they are. Something could have happened because of feeling judged in some way or somebody triggering you. To have the Lovers and then the 5 of Swords next to it, this can be a partnership where you feel like there's not a lot of teamwork that's happening. And so there could have been an issue related to that, and there could have been like pain that also happened. But it seems like there's a lot more that you're recognizing now because there's a lot more that you're addressing now. So I'm seeing this be progress nonetheless. Important point that is definitely being highlighted here. Sometimes when we begin to address something, we can be in a space where it just feels like everything's getting worse. However, it's not. It's just that everything needs to come to light to be addressed. And so if before you had been sweeping things under the rug or not addressing it, it can seem like, oh, there aren't that many problems. However, there's this like looming issue that feels like it's hard to put your finger on, and then when everything starts coming to light, it can be like, wow, there's so many issues, I feel like completely overwhelmed with this, or I can't not see this anymore, and it just feels like so much is happening. And again, although it can feel like, now that I'm trying to fix it, why are there more problems coming up? But this is really just the beginning of, now I'm able to see things clearly, and I can finally address stuff that needs to be addressed and have like a more objective perspective of what's going on here, because we're bringing everything out and up. and uncovering everything. And this can also be highlighting some of your attitudes as well that maybe you want to work on too, where maybe you hadn't been being a teammate either. It seems like this is ultimately going to help something come together that wasn't feeling so solid before. Looking at Venus and Pluto together, you could have a Venus-Pluto contact with this person. I'm also looking at Scorpio and Gemini. Venus-Pluto contacts in our synastry with someone is going to feel very intense. The thing that maybe you were feeling reliant on, it seems like that's actually what you take a break from. What this looks like to me is that you could have looked at something and been like, as much as I love using this metaphorically, it's become a crutch in some way, and even though if I take it away or if I separate it from, if I separate from it, I'm going to feel the pain. It's like this. Say you get an injury and you start taking pills for it, and so the pain goes away, right? But it's like the catalyst of that issue is still there. Something's just been covering it up. I'm seeing this has been covering up whatever it was. So whatever this was that you've been relying on really can be different for each of us. This will represent like that metaphorical pill that was covering something up for you, where you were like, if I have this thing, it's fine because it's like a band-aid for me. I'm seeing you actually, there's a separation from that thing. And so this is that whole thing where like stuff is not being swept under the rug anymore. Something is coming up. And so you feel this in all its like pain and glory of like what's actually going on, where something is like smarting now because you took this thing away. So there's no numbness anymore. There's like just a whole lot of feeling. So this is actually what I'm seeing happening. But I'm seeing you be in a place where you're like, no, I'm deciding to do this. This is right for me. This is the most empowering move. I'm being motivated by empowerment rather than me being fearful of this. I can still feel fear and still make this empowering choice for myself. And I'm seeing you be like, I'm not looking away this time. I'm seeing you really looking at something. And the devil is like all of our addictions and like codependencies, dependencies in general, anything that we're using to try to get to where we're going to get to where we're trying to go, but using like an incorrect vehicle to get there, using a temporary vehicle to get there. So it's something that as much as we grab it, it's always somehow going to be taken away from us. And now you're in a space where you're like, I'm taking this away from myself now, because eventually it's going to happen anyway, and I don't want to do this dance anymore. So this is you really taking back your power. But you may be in a spot where you're like, but now everything feels so intense and it's so bright and it hurts so much. And that's this moment of now I can really see what's going on. And again, this is the beginning of the healing of what's really been happening here. But you may be in a space where like everything is just coming in at the same time and you feel very overstimulated. And so it's hard to sort of feel out where you are, but know that you're exactly where you're supposed to be. It's just one of those moments where again it's like being overstimulated, and so it's hard to like differentiate and separate everything because it's all kind of coming in at the same time. But that's just a temporary segment energetically that's taking place. There may also be some mobilizing of the feelings, some talking about the feelings, some I can really feel what's going on now. So now this is either I'm either going to tell this person how I'm feeling, or this is a message that's being delivered from that area of pain that I'm feeling, that's being mobilized and delivered to me. And me within this private time is now able to receive that because I took a step back from what I needed to take a step back from, and I'm getting quiet enough to hear what's going on. And now I'm able to make the changes that are necessary. So this may be feeling like it's asking a lot from you, but it's something that's really going to amplify your quality of life, increase. And get you connected with what you're actually trying to get connected with. The devil is not a bad thing. The devil is the distorted ways that we actually try to reach this sense of connection. Like, the devil is just, it's the distorted way that we try to reach the light. But this is the light. This Ace of Cups. This is like connection and depth and intimacy, and really feeling seen and really feeling heard, and also being able to share that with another person and finding things that we really feel connected with in a genuine sense, in an authentic sense, and also being ourselves as well, and feeling like we're recognized behind like all of the layers and all of the shells and all of the identities and the ego and all of that stuff. And so this is your way of going from this, whatever you were leaning on before, which again, like, we do this because it can be like an easier or a temporary or an instant way of connecting with this, but then again, it always gets taken away from us. So now, because of this whole cycle that you're doing, I'm seeing this be very complex for you, but I'm seeing you be like right on track for where you need to be. Now this allows you to, again, make the changes necessary to then actually accomplish this and get connected with it. So everything that you're doing is absolutely going to pay off for you. And it seems like this is already bringing something into your life where you feel like, I'm moving on from doing that thing before that maybe temporarily got me what I wanted, but I always felt like at any moment it could be pulled away from me. Like that high is I'm always going to come down from that in some way. And this is you moving on from something that you're like, I don't want it to be temporary anymore. I want this to be somewhere that I can stay. And I'm seeing this also have something to do with an interpersonal connection as well. And this can also be like your views generally on interpersonal connections with the Lovers here. But this is you going to something where there's actually some type of identification with another. Feeling like you're in the same boat where maybe you had been feeling alone before. Seems like this, you're moving on from the past and into the future, but there's also something from the past that you're connecting with in the present and future as well. Because as you move towards a connection, this is a familiar connection of yours. So you may be, it's interesting because this is like moving on from something, but this also is the past. So it's like in moving on from something, there's actually parts of the past that are moving up into this timeline with you and meeting you. There may be somebody, this would be somebody that you know, okay? Whether it be from a past lifetime or it's this lifetime. This is somebody that you've connected with before, absolutely. You would feel that. There would be a deep, deep sense of connection between you and this person. This seems like something that's deeper than just a casual connection. This is somebody that you would really feel like you're cut from the same cloth. But this may also bring up some stuff for you too. I'm seeing that you would be working with this person in some capacity. Five of Swords throwing you off. Now, is that this person or is this you? I guess that it can be both, actually. There are going to be things that you enjoy within this dynamic, and there are also going to be things that you will address. And I'm seeing this is going to be really reflective for you as to where you may not be so forgiving and loving and understanding with yourself and or other people. And it may like be bringing up some stuff for you that you didn't necessarily recognize was there before, but I'm seeing it's going to reflect important things for you, which may kind of throw you off when it happens, but then I'm seeing that there's going to be a deeper sense of understanding, like you revealing yourself to you through this connection. All right, Gemini, Scorpio, Pluto, Venus, Capricorn. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for joining. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.